Hey guys, okay, going to be replacing the gear oil in the front and rear differential of this 2012 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4. This does not have the limited slip differential. I will show you how to figure out if yours does or not, and the additive you need to put if you do have limited slip. So the first thing we'll get to is the oil here. So you're going to need 3 quarts. You won't need a full 3 quarts, but you need at least 3 of these, so you might as well buy 3 of 75W140 for the back, full synthetic. And for the front differential, you'll need 2 quarts of 75W90. I like these AMSOIL bottles because they're like squished down, so you can take the top off here, you can get it right in, and you can squeeze it right out. Doesn't matter what orientation you're in, so they're super handy. But as long as it's synthetic, you're good to go. And then if you do have the limited slip differential, you're going to need to put some sort of limited slip additive like I have here. I'm not using it. This was for my dad's truck, but you need to put in a certain amount of this. If you're using the Mopar brand, you just need to add 4 ounces. Of the limited slip additive. Basically what happens is in a limited slip differential, you have clutch packs on both sides of the differential, and they need a little bit of an additive in order to work properly. But like mine, if it isn't limited slip, and I'll show you how you tell. So basically just jack the vehicle up, and I'm going to spin this wheel clockwise, and you'll see that my other wheel spins counterclockwise. So that's how you know you do not have a limited slip differential. If you were spinning this wheel clockwise and the other wheel was spinning in the same direction, that would be limited slip. So that's how you tell. Okay, so first we're going to drain the old fluid. I'm at the back on the passenger side, and I got a 14mm hex on a fairly long bar. Doesn't need to be a long bar, I'm just using it because it's a little bit easier. And I'm going to first remove the fill cap, because if you can't refill it, there's no point doing this, and if you're in an environment that's prone to corrosion, you need to make sure you can fill it, so you need to make sure the fill cap's going to come out. So we know that's going to come out, and then we'll loosen our drain and remove that. Okay, so while the back is draining, we can go ahead and remove the drain plug on the front. First, I'm going to remove this skid plate. It's got 4 13mm bolts. Okay, so these ones are 8mm. Just gonna clean them out, make sure my socket goes all the way. And I should mention, you want to take this truck for a ride before you do this to get the front and rear differential nice and warm. Just makes sure everything flows out a little nicer, and all the particles get stirred up inside so they come out with the fluid. Okay, so I let that drip for about 15 minutes or so. We'll reinstall our drain plug. And there is an O-ring right there, if you notice. If it's in good shape, you can just put it right back. If not, you can just replace it with just a standard O-ring of the same size. And I put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. Very small amount, just for next time. I don't know what the torque spec is, but just use common sense. It's just a small fastener, and it's only holding back that fluid there, and it has no ring. Okay, so let's get into the refill. Okay, so we're gonna fill this up.
until oil starts coming out of that hole, or coming out by the threads. Cap's a little loose. Number 2 going in here. Okay, so it's about at the threads. It's dripping out a little bit still, but that's okay. It's okay to have a tiny, tiny bit more. So we'll reinstall the fill. And we'll tighten this down. And then just don't forget to reinstall your skid plate. Okay, so we're going to reinstall our drain plug at the back. It looks like it had a little bit of thread sealant from the factory, but I'm not going to put any on. Should be fine. And again, don't know the torque spec for this, can't find it anywhere, but just snug it down and just has to not leak. These bottles really make it a lot easier than the old school like hard plastic ones. I mean, you can always get away with like a little hand pump or something like that, but this is an easy solution for any person, any DIYer, so you don't have to buy any special tools. You can do this at home, no problem. I bought these AMSOIL bottles online. I'm in Canada, and they came like the next day. So great delivery and great product. And the pricing actually wasn't too bad. The synthetic oil at Canadian Tire, my local Canadian Tire, I think it was Pennzoil or something like that, was actually about the same, if not more, than this stuff. Okay, so this is my 3rd bottle. And I don't think we're going to use all this, but we will see. There we go. So I think I maybe used 1/4 of that. So if anybody's wondering, 2 1/4 fills it up. You can see how clear that stuff is, really nice. The front actually wasn't in too bad a shape, obviously because it doesn't see as much wear because you're not in 4x4 all the time. But the back was pretty dirty, pretty grimy. I bought this truck used, so I don't know how many kilometers it had on it. Before it was changed, or if it was changed at all. But it's a good thing to do if you don't know the history of the vehicle. Okay, so that's good. Like with the front, it's a little bit still coming out, but you know, a 32nd of an inch more is not going to make a difference. Okay, that's all there is to it, guys. If you have any questions about anything that I didn't cover here, please just leave them in the comments.